Boys, today for Storytime we have a very special book, and actually some of our ancestors discovered a copy of this book in Egypt a very long time ago.
Oh my Lanta, this is the Gospel of Peter.
The book is called The Gospel of Peter. But of the Jews, none of them washed his hands.
Uh-oh, they wash their hands.
They didn't wash their hands. Do you hear something?
Herman, I'm gonna read you a story. Are you excited? I'm excited. You should be excited. Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, let's get into it. And he gave him over to the people before the first day of their feast of unleavened bread. But having taken the Lord running, they were pushing him and saying, "Let us drag along the Son of God now that we have power over him." And they clothed him with purple and sat him on a chair of judgment, saying, "Judge justly, King of Israel." And a certain one of them, having brought a thorny crown, put it on the head of the Lord. And others who were standing there were spitting in his face. And others slapped his cheeks, and others were jabbing him with a reed. And some scourged him, saying, "With such honor, let us honor the Son of God."
And they brought two wrongdoers and crucified the Lord in the middle of them. But he was silent as having no pain. And when they had set the cross upright, they inscribed that this is the King of Israel. And having put his garments before him, they divided them up and threw as a gamble for them. But a certain one of those wrongdoers reviled them, saying, "We have been made to suffer thus because of the wrong that we have done. But this one, having become the Savior of men, what injustice has he done you?" And having become irritated at him, they ordered that there be no leg breaking, so that he might die tormented. But it was midday, and darkness held fast all of Judea. And they were distressed and anxious, lest the sun had set, since he was still living. For it was written for them, "Let not the sun set on one put to death." And someone of them said, "Give him to drink gall with vinegary wine." And having made a mixture, they gave to drink. And they fulfilled all things and completed the sins on their own head. But many went around with lamps, thinking it was night, and they fell. And the Lord screamed out, "My power, O power, you have forsaken me." And having said this, he was taken up. And at the same hour the veil of the Jerusalem sanctuary was torn in two. And they drew out the nails from the hands of the Lord and placed him on the earth. And all the earth was shaken, and the great fear came about. And then the sun shone, and it was found to be the 9th hour.
So after all of this horrible stuff had happened, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear the thought of Jesus, loved by so many, ending up amongst those he's killed the most. So I took his body, his broken body, and I wrapped it in a cloth, and I brought it to the tomb in my own garden, and there I laid him to rest. We sat outside, weeping, fasting, and mourning till the Sabbath.
Hi, best friend.
Hi, girl.
Let me tell you this story, though. So, you know how they had like took Jesus, right? And it was like, "Oh, we're gonna put him in the tomb." I heard that them like government types was like, "Oh, we can't just like bury the body. We got like people probably gonna come and try to like do stuff to her. I'm like, who plays with dead bodies? But yeah.
You know,
So like, they thought they were gonna do something crazy to the body. All of this was so disjointed. I don't do whatever with disorganization.
right.
Like, they didn't like plan this well at all. Like, I already know it's like riots and people going crazy, and they just out here like thinking on the fly about like what to do with a body. Like,
One would think they would think a little bit more about something as serious as a body, but you know what?
Like, who just going
And that didn't involve me. I wasn't there in the planning process.
Right, but they could have used some of my expertise.
Somebody. You can tell a woman would have been like, hold up.
You can tell there were no women involved, right? So then, to make sure that they couldn't like do a fake rising,
Because people do that.
Right, who does that? And then they was like, well, we're going to put this big old stone in front of it and seal the sides with wax. First of all, you know how hot it is in the Middle East. What wax go do?
Like, absolutely. Like, once again, no women were involved in this planning.
No women were involved. Whatever. Cheers.
And then they say a loud voice cried out from the sky and it opened up, and some angels or some glimmering dudes came down. But what I really think happened was two wizards appeared, and all of a sudden they pointed their wands at the stone and yelled, "Locomotor Petra!" And that's how they got in. It's just a hunch, but you know what they say about the J.K. Rowling mirroring the Harry Potter books after Jesus.
So they busted down the door, the angel guys, even though there were soldiers waiting right outside. And so I followed along behind them, and they came and they brought Jesus out, supporting him between the two of them. I did some damage on him, but it wasn't my fault. I just wanted to be a tree. But anyhow, so they went carrying him along between them. And then this voice from above shouted, "Have you made proclamation to the fallen asleep?" What does that even mean? None of them were answering. It would be rude to ignore them, so I said yes. I think it really spooked them that I could talk.
Oh my gosh, Pilate! 2 people came down from the sky and took the body from the tomb, and now there's a glowing person inside of the tomb. We truly think that Jesus was God's son.
I am clean of the blood of the Son of Man. Whatever you think happened, say nothing to no one about it.
We were on a mission, We had to get Jesus and anoint his body. Sure, we were heartbroken about what happened, but we had a job to do. And you know how we female disciples are the only ones who consistently get things done. So, anyways, even though we didn't know what to do about the huge stone and the authorities, we were prepared to sneak past, to use our gadgets, get inside, and get to the body. But, having gone past the guards, we saw there was no stone in front of the door, and rather, there was someone in the tomb. And trust me, this wasn't Jesus. He just stared at us, asking questions. Why have you come? Whom do you seek? Not the one who is crucified. And we all just stare at each other because he's another man asking these ridiculous questions. Of course we came to see Jesus. Why else would we be there? But then, he said something amazing and terrifying and wonderful. He is risen and has gone away. At that moment, we realized he was telling the truth. The body was gone.
Now, it was the final day of unleavened bread, and many went out, returning to their home, since the feast was over. But the 12 disciples of the Lord were weeping and sorrowful, and each one, sorrowful because of what had come to pass, departed to his or her home. But I, Simon Peter, and my brother Andrew, having taken our nets, went off to the sea. The end.
What?
We run this mother.